A world in transition after the defeat of the Fire Lord's immediate plans in the previous film. Peace talks begin among the nations. Aang and his friends travel between cities to help stabilize the post-war atmosphere. The Earth Kingdom's capital is rebuilding and Ba Sing Sea's walls are finally being repaired. But a mysterious fleet of airships is spotted over the northern seas. The Council fears a rogue Fire Nation faction could be behind it. Aang feels uneasy, sensing imbalance in the elements again. Strange dreams. Aang begins experiencing vivid dreams of an unfamiliar icy land and a voice calling his name. The visions include massive storms and a colossal spirit creature trapped in ice. Katara believes it's connected to the Northern Water Tribe. Sokka worries it might be a trap or political trick. Toots about Aang's spirit span but keeps a wary eye on him. Aang feels the Avatar spirit pulling him northward. Shadows in the Fire Nation. Meanwhile, in the Fire Nation, Zuko struggles to keep the throne united. A radical group of old Fire Nation generals plot to reclaim imperial power. They've secretly allied with a shadowy figure called the Ember Mask. Rumors spread that the Ember Mask has learned forbidden firebending fueled by spiritual energy. Zuko's advisors warn him that the group has stolen ancient navigation maps. The maps point toward the icy lands from Aang's visions. Journey to the North Team Avatar boards Appa and heads north, braving harsh blizzards. They encounter old friends from the Northern Water Tribe who report strange tremors beneath the ice. The tribe elders reveal ancient legends of the Frost Titan, a spirit once sealed to maintain ocean balance. Katara grows concerned. Breaking that seal could flood entire coastlines. Aang suspects the Ember Mask seeks to use its power for conquest. They agree to search for the Titan's prison before the enemy can. Ambush at sea crossing the icy waters, they're attacked by stealth Fire Nation ships. Toph metal bends frozen harpoons away from Appa. Sokka leads a counterattack with snow-packed explosives. Katara freezes the waves to halt the enemy's advance. They capture one soldier, who reveals the Ember Mask is already on the ice. Aang realizes they may be too late. The frozen ruins following the prisoner's directions, they reach a massive glacier dotted with ancient carvings. The carvings tell of a war between water spirits and a corrupted fire spirit ages ago. Deep within, they find a massive frozen gate glowing faintly blue. Aang senses incredible spiritual pressure behind it. The gate is cracked. Someone has begun breaking the seal. They spot footprints leading further inside. The Ember Mask revealed inside the glacier. The Ember Mask confronts them. His armor is laced with volcanic glass. His firebending glows with an unnatural purple hue sparking the air. He claims the Frost Titan will grant him the power to reset the world under his rule. Zuko arrives unexpectedly, having tracked the Ember Mask himself. But Zuko is injured in the fight, forcing the group to retreat. The villain continues breaking the final ice seals. The spirit warning that night, Aang enters the spirit world seeking advice. He meets Avatar Karuk, who warns that freeing the Titan could doom both physical and spiritual realms. Karuk tells him that only by harmonizing the Titan's elemental rage can it be stopped. Aang asks if destruction is an option, but Karuk shakes his head. It would break ocean balance forever. Aang wakes with a clear mission. Protect the Titan, not kill it. But they have little time. Siege of the Ice Cavern. The Ember Mask's forces set up camp at the glacier's base. Katara and Sokka lead the Northern Water Tribe warriors in a frontal assault. Toph tunnels beneath to sabotage enemy supply lines. Aang battles elite firebenders wielding lightning whips. Zuko duels the Ember Mask in a fierce firebending clash. The ice trembles. Cracks spread toward the sealed gate. The Titan awakens. The final seal shatters with a thunderous roar. A colossal serpent-like spirit of ice and ocean bursts from the glacier. Its eyes glow with an otherworldly blue light. The Titan's movement causes tidal waves to smash into nearby shores. The Ember Mask tries to bind it with chains of molten fire. Aang leaps onto the Titan's back to communicate with it. Chaos on the ice, the Titan thrashes, smashing ships and breaking icebergs apart. Katara struggles to keep the tribe warriors safe from collapsing ice. Sokka rescues trap fighters with rope swings. Toph bends massive ice chunks into barriers. Zuko keeps the Ember Mask occupied but is nearly overwhelmed. Aang speaks to the Titan spirit, but its rage drowns out his voice. The Avatar state the Titan dives into the ocean, dragging Aang with it. Aang enters the Avatar state instinctively, glowing under the water. through past avatars, he channels all 4 elements at once to calm the Titan. The Ember Mask launches a massive firestorm to disrupt him. Zuko intercepts the blast, saving Aang but collapsing into the snow. The Titan begins to slow its rampage. Spirit Bond Aang creates a bridge between the Titan's mind and his own. He sees visions of centuries of imprisonment and betrayal. The Titan agrees to spare the world if the balance is maintained. Aang vows to protect it from human greed. The Titan retreats into the deep ocean to rest. The Ember Mask, furious, vanishes into the storm. Aftermath of the battlefield is a shattered ice plain littered with broken ships. Survivors tend to the wounded. Zuko is carried back to the Fire Nation fleet for treatment. The Vein Spike Katara checks on Aang, who is exhausted but alive. The Northern Water Tribe hails them as heroes, but Aang knows the Ember Mask will return. Political ripples news of the battle spreads across the nations. Some leaders accuse the Fire Nation of secretly aiding the Ember Mask. Zuko faces political pressure to hunt down all rogue generals. The Earth Kingdom sends envoys demanding tighter military restrictions. Aang fears the fragile peace may not last. The group decides to remain together for now. The Ember Mask's hideout far away, the Ember Mask licks his wounds in a volcanic cavern. He communes with the shadowy spirit of fire and darkness. The spirit promises him even greater power if he claims a lost artifact. He accepts, vowing revenge on Aang and Zuko. The cavern erupts in a pillar of flame. A new chapter of his plan begins. Personal Crossroads Toph receives word from her family requesting her return to help defend their lands. Sokka considers training younger warriors in the Water Tribe. Katara debates joining the healing houses to teach advanced techniques. Aang struggles with the idea of splitting up the team. They agree that even apart they'll be bound by duty, but fate seems determined to keep them together. Spirit world disturbances that night. Aang feels a sudden pull into the spirit world. He sees the oceans glowing ominously. The moon spirit warns that other great spirits are awakening. This disturbance may be linked to the Ember Mask's pact. Aang realizes their recent victory may have triggered a larger chain of events. The balance is once again at risk. Farewell at dawn at sunrise, the team prepares to leave the north. They exchange gifts with the tribe as tokens of friendship. Zuko sails south to address unrest. Aang promises to visit and check on the Titan's resting place. Katara and Sokka ride Appa with him toward their next destination. The horizon feels heavy with the unknown. Post-credit tease in the volcanic hideout, the Ember Mask approaches a molten altar. A shadowy clawed hand emerges from the flames. The spirit grants him a shard of glowing obsidian. His armor flares with purple and red fire. He whispers that the age of balance is over. Cut to black.